So, mechanical keyboards. I am not an expert by any stretch of the definition. In fact, this is probably the first one that I've ever purchased. It's an Aoki, I forget the exact model. I believe it's a KMG14. 87 keys, so what? Considered 80%. Does have blue switches in it, which is one of my biggest complaints, I suppose. I didn't realize when I bought it that blue switches meant loud. So, and I've had this maybe for a year and a half, give or take. On top of that, the switches are not hot swappable, so I can't just pull them out easily without desoldering. And I'm not desoldering 87 keys. It's way too annoying. But as you can see, it does support RGB. I did customize some of the colors and everything. Software is available through Aoki's website. This keyboard's discontinued. But my other complaint about this keyboard, and again, it's not something that I thought of at the time, is that it does not have a number pad, and I use those all the time. I bought the keyboard. It was on sale for like $25. It's very heavy, so it does have a steel plate inside to help weigh it down. It's not a bad keyboard, but again, it's loud and no number pad. So I decided to buy another keyboard, and that's what's in this box here. And again, not a professional keyboard person. I'm reviewing this. I'm not even really reviewing it. It's really more of an overview. I'm doing it from a standpoint of a person that really doesn't know much about keyboards and is just starting to get into them. So we'll go ahead and we'll push this aside, unbox what I got, show you what it comes with, and we'll go from there. And what I purchased is this LTC Nimbleback. The model number is NB-1041. Full-size keyboard, 104 keys. Not sponsored or anything like that. Bought it on Amazon. And this is kind of a continuation of a computer build. You probably already saw this in the background of that. And I alluded to the fact that I'm going to be releasing a video on it. So let's go ahead and experience the unboxing together, because I really haven't taken this apart or anything. Oh, wait, let's look at the back first. There's your specifications. And it is white to match the build, although I may replace the keycaps in the future. We'll see. I just wanted to start with this for now. It is definitely hefty. I believe it said it was 1.25 kilograms. And it is not wireless. Uses USB Type-C to Type-A. Oh, and a keycap puller. And a switch puller. Perfect. Already got a couple of these. Always good to have more. But that's it in the box. Let's see the manual real quick. Basic info, what it comes with, how to hook it up. Now it says PC Windows 7 or above. I'm willing to bet that would work all the way down to 98, but who knows? Software might not, but so there's basic key functions and everything. Hopefully that's coming through. Media keys for Windows and Mac. Additional ones, apparently. And then a blank page. 18-month warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee for any reason. Well, I like that. But onto the bread and butter, and that's the keyboard. Now I know going with a white keyboard, it's going to show stains and all of that very easily. That's fine. I can't tell. If you look at the printing on the keycaps, or actually I think these are double struck, but I can't tell that's their font design where it's not connecting all the lines or what, because it's not on all of them. If you notice, hard to tell. Not sure how I feel about that, but then again, I'm rarely paying attention to the keys anyway. So let's see if I can get a little bit of a closer look. I'm probably a little bit too close of a look, but that's fine. So yeah, basic keys, 104 keys, number pad. It does have rubber feet on them as well as 2 levels of kickstand support. I almost always have mine fully up like that, so definitely quieter. What kind of keycaps did this come with? I think these are reds. Yeah, So Cherry MX compatible reds. I don't know if these are actually Cherry MX switches. I doubt it. I think I paid $75 for this keyboard. So I don't think they're going to use actual cherries, but who knows? I'll have to check later on. The keycaps go on nice and smooth. Yeah, they're MX compatible hot swappable switches. So, and obviously white keycaps, as you can see. It is compatible apparently with 3 and 5 pin switches. So if you're wondering, for those that know what that means, USB-C cable is obviously detachable, does support RGB, and like I said, I'm going to probably at some point replace at least some of the keycaps. I don't know if I can find keycaps with similar printing on them or not, because I'd rather not have to replace all of them, but I might have to go that route. We'll see. But for now, like I said, this all white motif is perfectly fine. Software is available. You got to download it from their website, pretty much like anything else nowadays. So let me go ahead and hook this up to the computer and see what we get right out of the box. So apparently it's a USB-C to C cable with an A adapter. I didn't notice that. I do have the USB-C port in the back of the computer, but I'm not going to waste it on a keyboard. I've got plenty of A's, so I'll just use that instead. Also, should be noted that this is not a braided cable. It's just standard, like silicon rubber. By default, it cycles through a rainbow of colors. Let me turn these lights on so you can get a better idea. And it does have auto power off for the LEDs when they're not being used, although you could probably change that. Sorry for the shadow here, but because of the lighting being off, maybe that helps a little bit. Yeah, so there. So by default, it's got this, and the manual does go through a bunch of different options for changing the different functions and everything. So if you do function, and we'll do F5, I believe that's the brightness. So there's max brightness. And here's all the way off. Looks like we do have, I can slow it down, speed it up. Different patterns. That's kind of neat there. Oh, look at that. Chasing. This one is probably just off. Kind of trippy. So out of the box, it has some basic RGB support. Looks like this. Another instant off and on. So cool. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and, like I said, I'll play around with everything and I'll configure my own little RGB pattern later. I just want to go through and, do a little bit of typing. I'm not a great typist either. So yeah, this overview is not going to exactly be groundbreaking or anything like that. Also, I don't know if LTC is actually a well-known company in the keyboard world. I know that, like I said, I paid $75 for it, and there were way more expensive options out there. There are also some more affordable ones as well. I decided just to pick this one because, I don't know, I just liked it, at least in its pictures. So a bit of a problem. It's not responding at all to key presses of any kind. Not sure if there is some additional setup I have to do ahead of time. It is currently set for Windows, so not that it should matter. So just basic notepad here, nothing fancy. Feels good to type on and everything, nice and soft. I wonder what the actuation is. So if I push the key down roughly halfway, it seems to actually trigger. Could be good for those of you that need a hair trigger for gaming and stuff like that. I mean, this is kind of built as a gaming keyboard. I'm not like I said before, a huge computer gamer, but I do like to play every once in a while, so that should be good to know there. Let's see. Oops, hit caps lock by mistake. Yeah, as far as typing, it'll do just fine for me. I believe even the keycaps themselves for now are going to be good enough. But let me get the software downloaded and see what it does. So another thing they provide is a diagram, schematic almost, of the keyboard top plate, as well as one for sound dampening foam if you wanted to put some of that in there. Apparently some gamers really like to put dampening foam in, even when they have quiet switches. I'm not sure. Again, new to all of this stuff here. But I've got the software downloaded. Let me get it installed and we'll continue. So I've dimmed some of the lights a little bit to get a better look at the screen here. Here's the software. It looks pretty basic. You can have a login account even. Looks like there's potential firmware updates and things like that. I won't mess with that just yet because I don't know what it does. And I don't want to potentially damage anything. But here's some different profiles here that they've got. Something written in Chinese. You can download them apparently too. That's kind of neat. They got a marketplace of sorts. Looks like it's just their website. Share center. News. That's kind of weird, but I'm not going to download any of these profiles though. What I want to do is find a way to configure it myself. And it looks like, I don't know if that's coming through on camera. There, that should be a little better. So you can assign keystrokes. Looks like you also have the function options to give you different effects and things like that. Light, though, is what I'm personally interested in because I want to get everything programmed. Although, again, having the function keys will be really good to set up different macros and things like that for video editing, some light photo editing, etc., etc. I was looking to get a separate, almost it looks like a keypad device that you could use just to program macros to, but that never showed up. So I actually have to check on the refund on that one. But anyway, let's go ahead and looks like you can randomize the color, current color. And yeah, it did change everything to a reddish color. I don't want it to flash so quickly though. We want it all the way bright. We want it always on. And then that went back again. There we go. So as you can see here, hopefully, it did keep that reddish, pinkish hue going. Ignore the flickering. That's just the frequency difference between the camera shutter speed and the LEDs themselves. Can't do much with that with the camera that I've got. So hopefully it's not too bothersome for you guys. Of course, the one thing I'm wondering is if I can program individual keys to have different lights or if everything is just going to do the same thing all the time. That's what I'm not sure of. So, of course, I found this option here called Customize. That'll let me customize the actual individual keys and everything. So, yeah, a little bit blind apparently, but then again, trying to record a video while also playing around with some new software and stuff like that. So, yep, there is an option to be able to do individual keys. So I'm going to go ahead and get this all programmed off camera and everything. And hopefully you'll get to see it in the, well, you would have already seen it in the official review for my new PC. Of course, like I said, it would probably help if I just read the manual and did that. There's also updates available. So it's also possible that there are additional options that are enabled with the updates, but I'll mess around with that later. I don't want to bore you guys with it. I guess I just wanted to do a little overview of this keyboard just because, I mean, again, I'm new to this stuff and I'm hoping that, you know, by doing a video like this, maybe you guys will comment, hey, get these switches or get these keycaps. We really like this, or do this modification, you know, lubricate the switches themselves, stuff like that. And maybe it'll get me more and more interested into this stuff. So I know it can get very out of hand. I've seen people that'll have 30 different colors of keycaps and different types of keycaps and switches, and they're constantly switching them out. If you have an experience with this particular keyboard, leave some comments below, or even just general advice for mechanical keyboards, let me know. Otherwise, thanks all for watching. I'll catch you later.